Hi guys, it's right here, and before we start to watch this video I would like you to take part in a poll. Right now in the top right corner of the video you can see a circle with the letter I on it. Please click it and answer the question I'm asking you there. I'm considering to start streaming and I would like to ask you if you want to watch my LT struggles live, or me playing just any other tanks. If yes, then what platform you would prefer me to do it on? Personally, I would want to do it on the YouTube. It will be simpler to everyone to see everything in one place, both videos and streams will be saved here forever. That's also cool about YouTube. But if Twitch turns out to be more popular option, I will of course stream to Twitch. If my idea of streaming won't be popular, well, then we will see what happens. Thank you. So hi again to everyone, and today I'm talking not about the light tank, maybe to your disappointment. If so, then sorry, light tanks are coming, but about the Czech tier 6 medium tank, the Skoda T25. You must have seen it frequently in random battles, and if you don't have it in the garage, then you're missing a lot. I had yet another evening and suddenly I decided to play Skoda T25, and I had 2 gun marks and roughly 85 gun mark percent on it. To be honest, I don't like to play tier 6 tanks too much because they suffer so much against tier 8 tanks. In my opinion, tier 6 is much more helpless against tier 8 in terms of penetration than tier 5 against tier 7. But still, the evening went really well. I got my 3rd gun mark and thought it was a good reason to share my thoughts about this tank with you. There aren't many autoloaders in tier 6 and this guy does have an awesome one. We have 3 shells in the magazine, the delay within the magazine is only 1.33 seconds. It's bam bam bam! And each round bites a little more than 100 of the enemy. Penetration of our gun is a bit worse than of other tier 6 mediums, it's just 132. But it's enough to fight tier 6 tanks and most tier 7 tanks without any problems. Although I do have a lot of premium rounds, I have to admit I never actually needed that many. Although you still should carry maybe 18 or 21, you don't have to use them all anyway if you don't need them. The gun isn't too accurate, you will miss some of the shells, usually you deal damage with 2 shells out of 3, but your magazine reload is roughly 7.5 seconds. This allows you to reload even after a single shot if you had only a chance to fire once. It's so comfortable and flexible, and reloads so quickly you can pretty much be always with full magazine, able to burst it out at the enemy in no time. Trading shots is extremely profitable in this tank. Unfortunately, your aiming time is a bit greater than in magazine delay, but on a close or medium distance you can shoot on delay without waiting extra time to aim completely, and if you get used to its aiming you will be able to put all 3 shots in more often. And oh yeah, 10 degrees of gun depression, that's also absolutely cool. Okay, the gun is so great, but what's with the armor? The answer is there is none, as if you are surprised as if I ever talk about something armored on this channel. Maybe some tier 4 will bounce some of its shells off, but usually even tier 4 tanks have no problems penetrating you. Therefore, the best tactics for the first part of the battle is either tank destroyer style or second line medium tank. You rush in with your allies, stay a bit back, you unload and hide back behind the cover for only 7 seconds. To roll out again and deal even more damage. However, the tank feels great especially in the second part of the battle, where there are fewer enemies and everyone lost a good portion of hit points and some enemies are isolated. If you did everything right, you should have kept most of hit points till the end of the battle, then it's time to trade it. Remember that you can take out 330 hit points in no time, whereas other tier 6 mediums will deal only something like 120-180 hit points to you, if they hit you. Also, if you catch some heavy tank, you can easily give it 200 or 300 before it turns its turret at you. Your outstanding dynamics of 60 km/h max speed and over 21 horses per ton certainly allow you to do that. Spinning heavies can be a bit tricky though, because the half traverse speed is a bit uncomfortable. As for the equipment, we have 360 meters view range, average number for tier 6, but as a semi-TD you can carry binoculars on it. Ventilation can be used to improve the reload time as well as view range. Lane drive is a totally mandatory in order to unload the magazine at the maximum speed and is of the greatest priority. Gun rammer is unavailable to autoloaders. As for the crew, the most important perks for this tank I would say are camo for TD purpose, and stabilization to aim quicker on the move and after you stop. Repairs would be handy as well, of course, but I haven't trained it at all even on a single crew member, and never did I have a problem with that. Also, my gunner has a Deadeye perk. Not a popular one, it slightly increases the chance of a critical hit, by taking into account how many times you actually fire per battle, and that's a lot, it may come in handy, although I don't really suggest it because its effect is so little. And you can also never tell when it worked, when the critical hit you made was thanks to this perk or maybe not. You shouldn't give your enemies a chance to hit you, especially to detrack you. Some hits to your side can damage your ammo rack, so if you know you will be hit, try to take a shot with frontal armor. Although I do carry a fire extinguisher, I can't say I'm set on fire often. You can replace it with food without any risk. Yet again, I didn't really need it to do from 2 to 3000 damage regularly to get the third gun mark, which I see as a proof that you can do well without food. I have even dealt more than 3000 damage once. I used most part of my ammo there, but that was a defeat unfortunately, so I thought it wasn't worth showing to you. However, if you write in comments that you want to see that, by the way, it was a tier 8 battle, I will upload it for you. Instead, I decided to show you more regular battle with some more action to show you that this tank is not just a TD, but also a nice close combat fighter when playing against other tier 6 tanks and tier 7 tanks as well actually. If you don't have this tank in the garage, I strongly recommend it to you, especially because it's only tier 6, not so much to grind. You may feel uncomfortable on it at first, but you will like it, I assure you. Leave your opinion on the tank in the comments, like the video to help me promote it. Subscribe to my channel not to miss anything interesting. I hope you enjoyed it. More LT stuff coming. Thank you for watching and goodbye.